let's move from one kind of profound Buddhist concept, not self, to another, which is the idea of emptiness, or sometimes called formlessness. And it's, in some ways, you might say it's the idea of not self as applied to other things, and not just other people, but other, furniture, buildings, things that you think of as having, in some sense, an essence. What can you talk a little about that, and maybe talk a little about what, if you've had this perception of emptiness, perhaps while meditating or otherwise, kind of, in a sense, feeling the emptiness or perceiving it, what that is like?
Okay. Well, first, the theme of emptiness really becomes more prominent in Mahayana Buddhism, particularly the early stage of Mahayana Buddhism, beginning with the Prajnaparamita Sutras, and then as systematized in the philosophy of Nagarjuna, the Madhyamaka school. In the early teachings, the early teachings give more stress on the adjective form sunya, rather than the abstract noun sunyata, that is, sunya as meaning empty, rather than emptiness. And the early teaching treats sunya, or the empty nature of phenomena, pretty much as a synonym for non-self, the absence of a self within the person. And so there's a discourse, it's in the connected discourses. It's the connected discourses on the six sense bases, chapter 35, somewhere in the 80s, 85, 88, something like that, where Ananda comes to the Buddha and says, there's a saying that the world is empty, the world is empty. In what sense, Venerable, is the world empty? Then the Buddha says, the world is empty of self and what belongs to self. And then the Buddha elaborates, and what is it that is empty of self and what belongs to self? The eye is empty of self. The ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, forms, sounds, odors, tastes, tactile objects, mental objects are empty of self and what belongs to self. Okay, so this is the way the idea of being empty or emptiness is treated in the early discourses.